Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. Well, not really. This is Tom's attempt at a hangout. I haven't done any hangouts in probably over a year, and I don't know if this is going to work or not because I'm down in my workshop and I'm using an old Dell computer, and I don't know if it's going to be able to keep up. But we're going to give it a try, and I'm hoping it'll work because there's a couple of things that I can do using a Hangout that I can't do just recording my shows normally. And one of them is I can interact with the viewers. So that's what I want to do because some of the testing, like I'm going to do some more antenna testing. And there's a lot of things you can try when you're doing antenna testing, and I'd like to get the viewers to chat and tell me, try this, try that, or you've done this and that's wrong, and you've done that, don't do that. Try this frequency. Right now I'm at WWV on 15 megahertz, and it's a terrible time of day to be listening to shortwave. It's here in Florida, it's about 10 o'clock. Really bad time for listening to shortwave. And right now I have 3 antennas hooked up. I have a MFJ 31-foot vertical antenna on this position here. I have a DRC Inc., who's a seller on eBay. I've got one of his antennas here. It's an in-fed with a valve at the end of the feed, which goes through a coax to here. And in here I have one from Ken, who is also a seller on eBay. And you can see my previous videos on my YouTube channel to see reviews of these 2 antennas. So what I plan on doing, if this works out, is during various times of the day, various frequencies, I'm going to try these 3 different antennas and see how they do. Now I have another antenna that's like these that I built myself. It's just a long wire antenna. There's no balun or anything. Unfortunately, I'm having trouble with this switch position here. It's very intermittent, so I need to take the switch apart and see if I can just clean the contact and see if that will solve the problem. But again, the concept of doing a hangout versus just a recorded show is to be able to get feedback from my viewers real time. And like I said, when I started this particular hangout, is I'm looking for feedback of stations to try what frequency, any comments about the various antennas I'm trying or my setup. I've got a lot of variables in my setup right now. I've got different cables, I've got different adapters. This one's got 3 or 4 adapters on it to get it to the switch. I'm using my Texan PL880 radio. And the reason I'm using that radio is that up here in the display, it gives you there's 4 numbers. 2 numbers are for the signal strength, and 2 numbers on the right are for signal to noise ratio, which is very important when you're listening to shortwave, because you want that number as far as the noise to the real signal. You want that number to be high. And a lot of times it's not that case. Right now, on this frequency, I'm barely getting WWV on this particular antenna. And this particular antenna right now is the MFJ 31-foot vertical antenna. So I can switch, let me turn the volume up a little more. So I can switch over to an in-fed. Both are about 50 feet long. Not much help. There's the other one. Now that one, which is the one from Ken, I'm getting a lot of noise on that one for some reason. Possibly it's the coax cable I'm using. That could be the problem for the noise. Could be getting noise into that cable from my monitor and the lights and everything. That could be one problem. You go back to, I'm getting noise on David's too. Now, the other big difference is the vertical antenna, which is not doing too good either, but I'm not getting that real bad noise, is it's grounded at the base of the antenna, where the other two infed antennas are not grounded. And I do have a ground wire right here that I can hook on to this switch box. And we'll turn the volume back up. No difference there. Now let's go back over to, it's still noisy. So one thing I have not verified recently is my ground wire, which is, it's about 20 feet to the ground connection. Is it still good? I haven't verified that in years, so maybe it's not that good. So something I need to check. But again, the attempt at doing the Hangout is, number one, to see if this old computer is going to keep up. And number two, turn that back down. Number two is that when I'm doing testing like this, it can consume a lot of time. So that's why I'm thinking about doing Hangouts as opposed to recording a video. And like I said originally, another big advantage of doing a Hangout is that when I announce, which I didn't announce that I was going to do this test Hangout, but when I announce it to my subscribers, then I'll have more people viewing, and they can provide feedback instantaneously, basically, on what I'm doing and suggestions and things I should try and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's kind of the concept that I'm thinking about doing. And the question is this old computer going to keep up? So that's my first attempt at doing a Hangout with this old computer, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for the 2 viewers that happened to find me. Bye-bye.